Hey everybody, it's Chris. Jackie asked me to break down the cycle of addiction on the whiteboard so that we can take a look at it with my own personal experiences. And that way, if you're watching this and you are struggling or have a friend or family member who's struggling, you guys can also take a look at that and give your own personal experiences to each part of the cycle. So the disease of alcoholism and addiction is considered a threefold or twofold illness. It starts off with the spirit and the mind. And alcoholics and drug addicts typically have a spirit that is irritable, restless, and discontented. What that looks like is, for me, I'm insecure, I am not comfortable in my own skin, I feel self-conscious, I'm always living in fear, I'm always thinking about myself, I get in self-pity, and what happens is like I feel this God-sized or spiritual-sized hole within me, and I try to fix it with external solutions. So the car, the girlfriend, the job, whatever it is externally, I feel like I need to manage all of that, and it's gonna make this right here go away and be better. And the problem is that I can't fix a internal condition or an internal problem with an external solution. It just doesn't work. So what happens is as drug addicts and alcoholics, we have this mental obsession, right? And this mental obsession tells us that we are going to be able to control and enjoy our drinking or using. So what can be confusing for some people is that we have truly lost the power of choice in picking up that first drink or drug. So my mind tells me I can do it like a normal person, even after I've had this cycle going on in my life forever. And my experience shows that I can't do it. For some reason, I've lost the power to choose whether I do it normally or not, because my mind always tells me that I can have that one drink or that one drug or that one line of Coke. So my experience with the mental obsession is I can have one beer, or I can have one pill, or one line of Coke, or I'll just drink wine. Right? Whatever it looks like for you, it doesn't matter. These are just examples of what your mind tells you before you actually pick up that actual drink or drug, right? So from here, this leads us to the body piece. And when it comes to the body, after we have this thought, a phenomenon of craving kicks off after we put that drink or drug in our body. And it's considered a physical allergy or a phenomenon of craving for that drink or drug or whatever you use. So this is no control. We have no control as addicts and alcoholics, the real deal addicts and alcoholics, over the amount that we take or consume, right? So I may be able to go to the bar and have one or two beers and leave and like be okay. But the bottom line is that I know deep down I'm not satisfied and I'm not happy because my body is craving more of that. So I constantly crave it when I'm actually using, and I go on the well-known stages of a spree. Now, what a spree looks like is after you've had that thought, because you're irritable, restless, and discontent, you put that drink or drug in your body, the craving kicks in, and the phenomenon of craving kicks in, and we lose all control, and we go on a spree. For me, my spree looks like I lose the job. I steal from family and friends. I personally become homeless. That doesn't have to be everybody else's case, but I typically go to the point to where everything is gone, I've destroyed everything, and I have nothing left. Some people get DUIs, some people get arrested, some people, go whatever, have affairs and do crazy things that they do whenever they're drinking or using. And after you come out of the spree, we emerge remorseful. So personally for me, emerging remorseful looks like a ton of guilt, shame, feeling awful about myself, feeling like I'm a disappointment, and looking at that spree that I just went on, and everything starting with this little piece here and going like, how did that happen? How did this happen again? How did I get to the point to where, you know, I'm right here when everything was just fine a week, a month, a year, 2 years ago? And I just feel terrible. So what I do is I make a firm resolution. My firm resolution, and it looks very similar to a lot of other people's, is I am never going to do this again. I am going to get a job. I'm going to completely stay away from all those people I used to hang out with. I'm never going to go to that place again. I'm going to fix this, and it's never going to come back because I am convicted and I am never going to let it happen again. And this happens over and over and over again for somebody like me, because here's my window of opportunity right here. Because even though I say all those things and I mean them from the bottom of my heart that I'm never going to do it again, this irritable, restless, and discontent kicks in again. And my mind tells me that I can do it like a normal person to make this right here go away. And all of a sudden, I'm back at this cycle again. And it goes around and around and it never stops. So right here is our window of opportunity to accept spiritual help. My experience was I jumped into the 12 steps and it solved this problem for me. And what's said is that when we straighten out spiritually, we straighten out mentally, and therefore physically. So personally, my experience was I straightened out spiritually and my mental obsession was lifted. My mind doesn't tell me that I can do it like a normal person again. I don't have to like play the tape through and tell myself not to do it and wake up in the morning and constantly just hope that I'm not gonna get high or drunk. My obsession is lifted, and if I do get tempted to have a beer or a pill or whatever it is, I recoil from it like a hot flame because I'm sane around it, because I've straightened out in the place that I need to be straightened out in. I hope this is helpful, and I hope that if anyone has questions, you know, ask Jackie or myself or anyone. And if you want to share this with anybody, I think it could be helpful if they're trying to figure out what their problem really is.